Hey innovators, we're back. So one way of creating big new ideas and turning them into execution is to lock 130 of the smartest innovators together in a metal tube for 10 hours and send them across the Atlantic. So British Airways just turned an aeroplane into something called Ungrounded to bring some of these smart minds over from San Francisco to London. And we're now going to hear not just what fantastic ideas happened, but how many of them were cautioned for not turning off their devices during takeoff and landing. Please could you welcome the global head of marketing at British Airways, who I think will probably get more approaches afterwards for upgrades than Richard Branson did, Abigail, from San Francisco running an innovation campus called RocketSpace, Duncan, Logan, and the CEO of community platform Mightybell, Gina, Bianchini.
Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our presentation about Ungrounded. So what did we do? Well, 41 hours ago, we put 130 innovators. Come on, show me you're still awake. They're still here. They're still awake. And we took one jumbo jet aircraft and we gave everybody 10 hours in the sky. And why did we do that? Well, we had something very specific to do, and that was to focus on the challenge, which is the mismatch between STEM, science, technology, engineering and math, talent, and STEM jobs that go with them. So in order to give us a little bit of focus on that, what we wanted to do was put everybody in the air to collaborate, to create and to innovate, which British Airways has over 90 years of history in doing. The challenges we split out into 4 specific sections. So fostering women in STEM, growing STEM in emerging economies across the globe, expanding STEM into new disciplines, and also meeting the US demand for STEM, which is a real problem at the moment. So we flew these 130 innovators across from Silicon Valley to London, our global hub and our home, and we came up with what we think are some amazing ideas. So I'll pass you on to Gina and Duncan to talk about exactly what it was we did and the ideas that we came up with.
Great. Okay, well, before we start, all the ideas, there were lots of ideas. We're only going to talk about 4 of them on stage here, but you can go to ungroundedthinking.com where it will list all the ideas and demonstrate what they were. Now, to give this, really, I would need a unicorn in pyrotechnics to give the true justice to the presentations that were made on the plane and all the ideas and innovation that came together. But the 2 companies I'm going to talk about, the first one's called Innit. And Innit is a very simple idea of effectively putting a nutritional label on technology. So if you can think of the nutritional label that goes on food, well, now we're starting to think about putting this on technology that would actually show what is in the technology. So this would be on websites, on physical products, where people with an interest in the STEM bred technology could go and find out more about what's the code Facebook's written in, or what are our devices working on. And so Innit is literally, as it says, it is what is in it. And the whole idea there is to drive more interest in the underlying technology and more interest into STEM-related jobs. The second company I'm going to speak about is called Certify Me. And Certify Me is a concept, it's a global concept, and effectively what it is a web platform that connects business-ready STEM talent to potential employers via a global, standardized quality assessment. And this standardization is very important. It means that people from any country can prove that they have a standardized qualification, and they can also see what companies are looking for in qualifications. And it's not just about passing a qualification that you then put on your resume. It's also about building up an online portfolio of work that you've been putting together, so that corporates, in facing this STEM shortage or this talent shortage, can find more talent around the world. So Certify Me would be a platform that allows people to do that and allows us to find a better join between talent and the companies looking for it. Gina.
And 2 more companies and 2 more ideas. So to address the issue of growing STEM in emerging economies and emerging markets, I give you beacons in a backpack. And the idea here is a mobile hotspot carried into remote areas by individual travelers. And in the backpack is a solar-powered backpack that, in addition to creating this mobile hotspot, also brings with it information, games, skills-based education that can be downloaded and distributed to locals in that particular area. The idea is that it's not just about the access to Wi-Fi or the information that's being delivered, that the whole goal is to essentially allow it so that if months pass between these individual travelers coming into the area, that there's information, there's content, and there's interactive skills-based development that is happening during that period of time. But these travelers also serve as STEM ambassadors to the locals in that particular area. And that, again, is to really drive STEM in emerging economies. Beacons in a backpack. And the last idea is to increase and encourage fostering women in STEM. And the idea is called Advise Her. And Advise Her is an online community that is leveraging pipeline programs to advise, to accelerate, and to advocate for women in STEM-based university programs, as well as in STEM companies. And the core of this online community is connecting women who are leaders in STEM companies, who are retirees, or who are former participants in this community, with women who are coming up through university programs in STEM, as well as either starting STEM companies or participating in STEM companies. And by bringing women together who have made it and who now have time and capacity, with women who are excited and energetic about entering STEM careers, there's an opportunity to increase the number of women who are graduating from STEM programs, to increase the number of women-led startups that are being invested in, and certainly expand the number of women in STEM-based careers worldwide.
Thank you. So what's next? For us, this was a groundbreaking, although ungrounded initiative, and we have got many, many more ideas than this, but they were the winning 4. The rest of them will be on our Tumblr account, and as Duncan said, you can go to ungroundedthinking.com. But it's about making this happen. It's not about putting 130 still awake people on a plane for 10 hours and coming up with ideas, and it's not a talking shop. It's about taking some action. And the reason that we took this initiative to take it forward is that this afternoon we'll be presenting these ideas in some more depth to the UN ITU and hoping to inspire them through the DNA Summit in order to make some of these a reality. And for British Airways, it's about demonstrating that collaborating face-to-face and using the great example of play that Professor Tomatsu talked about earlier can come up with groundbreaking solutions to help global problems. So thank you very much.
Thank you.